Machiwa. Welcome, Starseeds, indigo children, anyone seeking your spiritual journey, yes. Machiwa. Much respect to all of your kucha awakening. I love you unconditionally. Here we practice the law of one. All are equal. It doesn't matter what you believe. I mean, what I'm saying is we don't make a difference whatever you believe. Whatever you believe, we accept who you are in the law of one. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me on this live transmission of spirit where you can resonate, you can feel. It's something that you, in your body, in your spirit, in your consciousness, it is something that's raging. Sometimes you'll feel this excitement. You'll have this conviction. You're going to be shining this brilliance and this light in the world, holy ones. Oh, yeah. Let me guys know what you, if you hear the sound okay. Much respect to all of you joining. All right. Hello, everyone. We got all kinds of souls coming on in. We have these souls coming in and spending your time, your Saturday with us, this community. It's not just me, it's about all of you. We are, remember, it's plural, Starseeds, indigo children, Lyrans, Syrians, Palladians, Arcturans, Orions, Mintaka, Avion, Vega, Armentana. Tonight, we talk about those Lyran Starseeds, homie. Whatever you are here for a reason. Something brought you here for a reason. And we're awakening to this. It's 3-3. There's 33 souls. Already hit that first number. Booyah. Chikea. Feel that synchrony. Okay? Amongst, this energy, group consciousness, spirit. And it is happening 2023. Okay? And this is only going to expand. It's only going to, you would say, things will increase, because what is ascension? It's where it has to do with planet Earth and what she's doing. What's happening on Earth is because of the consciousness of the beings that live on Earth. There's some consciousness, a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of guardian spirits, a lot of angels, archangels. They incarnate into the flesh here. Go into your mother's womb. Now you have your mother's, father's, and your starseed DNA in one being. Machiwa. We are aliens, hybrids, part human, but not only, yes? And we're bringing this code just by being on the planet. Just by being on our Mother Earth, you are raising the consciousness. It's in your DNA. And obviously, indigos want to wake up. There's a lot of sleeping indigos, starseeds, wake up. And I know some of you are. What's up? What's going on, Machiwa? Well, yeah, baby. Rockin' and roll. You came to the right place, and we don't mess around. And this is how we roll. Okay? We roll with the law of one, with the Emerald Covenant. Let me let my kuchia spirit light rising, shining light. Shine your light. Oh yes. Get that code. Get that. It's a memory. It's something that is already here. It's interesting because we talk about awakening, but what's really happening is you're reclaiming what you already have. It takes work. It's not overnight. It's not fast food. It's something you spend time doing. Yes. I love you, Starseeds. Indigo children, Machiwa. Who's coming on in? Are you coming on in, holy ones? I got my camera right in front of my chat windows, but that's okay. Let's go to the beginning. We have Wolf of Saturn. Yeah, what's up, brother? Vato's in the house. Love and light to all, he says. Sarah Holder, hi, Davian. Welcome, Sarah. Celine, sister, what's up, homie? How you doing? How's your studies going? Helena, welcome. Star, Makoye, shining star. We are Christ star. Welcome, welcome. Machiwa, UTD in the house. Welcome to you too. Nurse Love. Nurse Love, yo, yo. We got Spiritual Healer, 222. Well, thank you for sharing our space with us. Tonya in the house. We got Helena rocking and rolling with those cool emojis. We have Flamin, Jules. Wow, what's up, beautiful holy ones? You said it. I like you guys' vocab. We got this going on. Brother, Indigo Wizard 9, what's up, homie? Give me a hug, brother. Good to see you, man. Through the eyes of Source. Blessings, holy ones. Great to be back. This is all code, you guys. This is part of the reason why we're here. Does that say 4-4? It's 4-4. 3-3. Now it's 4-4 people online. 44 souls. Let's keep this chess connection going. Sending much love and blessings to my star familia. All right, you said it, Indigo. What's up, brother? Yeah. Thank you guys for being here, and I hope everything's going well with you. I'm just still working hard on my, you would say, it's going to be a 12th video, but it's also just about, what happened in ancient Atlantis and stuff. And when it comes to Thoth, he comes in different periods, not just Atlantis. Most people are aware of him in Egypt as, Hermes Trismegistus, if I said it correctly. But you understand that this is incarnating, in more than one place. And there's a thing about Thoth. He's an immortal being, okay? So the only way he obtained his immortality is because he was going to a host matrix and about to get his 12th strand. But, what I suspect is that he was good once, right? But he became bad when the Marduk Anunnaki came into Nibiru, and that really made everything dark. And he had to make a choice. There's a bunch of political things going on in Atlantis at the time. He made his choice. And not only did he break his treaty, but he also stole the holographic disc records of the 11th holographic disc record. He had that in his possession, and he was studying that, and that's how he came out with the Emerald Tablet. So we'll be talking more about Thoth, and that's just one person that we're all familiar with. There's other valuable, I would say, well-known people. That's what I meant, such as Abraham, such as King Solomon. These are people I respected before I realized, through the innerchristos law of one, we learned, who's who, So now, this is a spiritual ascension awakening system based off of Yasha, Ashana, and the Guardian materials, but realize this is universal. On Earth, we a lot of people are worshiping and religion and fake, we call false creator God or false angels. You would say serving chaos. You make that distinction. And whenever you're in the Starseeds, New Age information, you become mindful of the fallen beings. I have to sneeze, you guys. Let me light my incense while I sneeze. If I can sneeze now. I can't sneeze, darn it, because I thought about it. Because I thought about it, now I can't sneeze. Because I announced it, right? I have a little lighter here. Which this one's almost out of gas, or whatever butane. Hello. So this is always important when you're working with spirit, when you're working with consciousness, when you're working with energy. When you go out to the store and come back home, you just brought some vibes. attached to your field. It wasn't, mindful or intentional of that. It just happens. This is a falling planet. Okay? So there's a lot of dark shit out there that you're not always constantly aware of. That's why we are mindful and diligent. You guys, we're priests. Okay? We're priests of light. And we have, it's not dogma, but the principle of light is serving others. Like, if everyone on the planet was serving each other, what I'm saying by serving is simply, co-creating. This is an egalitarian spiritual system where you're basically friendly and kind and sweet to everyone. It's not dogma. You don't have to be kind to people, but being rude would not be following this path. So this is not the religion, but we are coming from spiritual ideas and thinking of God as consciousness, as an omni being. That means God's everywhere, omnipresent in all directions and in all places, including our 15-dimensional time matrix, including your body. There is God's spirit, inner Christ, inner God. Okay, all these New Agers talk about the aliens in the Galactic Federation, bullshit, lies. Hello, most of them are not even aware of it. They blindly accept without discernment. Maybe it's a newbie mistake. But soon you will realize, Holy One, what you're speaking, what you're following, what you're believing in is a distortion of darkness. And so, as a guardian following Law of One, you find out about the Emerald Covenant, not the Galactic Federation. You'll find out about the Guardian Alliance. You'll find about the actual Guardians, not the fake posing one. Because surely, hello, there's many dark, you would say, tricksters, okay, organizations which have agendas that are not in the human's best interest. Starting with the gray aliens in the early days, around World War I, World War II, they made agreements with the American government and other governments, you understand? And these are fallen angels. Those governments, those people in power want weapons. They want technologies. They want something that helps them control. Okay? When you find yourself on a planet that's being ruled by presidents, CEOs of mega corporations, queens, kings, emperors, you know you're on a slavery planet, because if this was a Law of One planet, that would not exist. Holy Ones. Okay? So that is a confirmation. That is a sign, a bad sign, that this is a place that is dark and falling. If people were rising, like people are saying in the New Age, like Ishmael Perez, people are going to all ascend together in brotherly love and spirit. Bullshit! I love you, but realize that there is a dangerous deception going on. It has to do with these beings from Nibiru. Hello, your closest alien opponents. The closest nearby creatures that are attacking you are in our solar system. I don't mean Pluto and Saturn and Mercury, Venus. No, I'm talking about Nibiru. What's going on? Planet X. So these beings didn't come here yesterday. They didn't just come here since Sumeria. Hello, Vatos. They came here since Atlantis. They came here in Numeria, Holmes. What's up? Realize the true history, because this New Agers speaking their shit are only sending people to the phantom. You're getting caught up, entangled like a web inside of these Chikwa, Galactic Federation people, Anunnaki people. Wrong side, homie. Wrong energy, wrong connection. What are you doing? Awaken yourself, brothers and sisters. Because there's plenty of shit out there, excuse my language, about Archangel Michael this, Archangel Michael that. There's plenty of stuff out there about Inky being good, so much stuff about, false creeds, which we cover in great detail here. you will learn and understand what is false creeds. What's a false creed? Fear, guilt, shame, judgment. That's a big one. How about Chikiwa, blind worship? How about subservience? Okay? How about devaluing women? Okay, this is not acceptable. This is not the timeline that we want. We want to create with our consciousness a new timeline. We're time travelers. It's about consciousness. It's all about energy. It's spirit. Okay? So you learn how to work it. You know how to own light. Your light. Not fake light, because there is fake light. There's fake God. There's fake Christ. Okay? So you have discernment in your consciousness. In your higher evolved consciousness. That's higher evolved. Because most humans are down here. This is more evolved. This is more evolved than that. This is more evolved than that. This is more evolved than that. This thymus chakra, the gold chakra, the 8th chakra, more evolved than this. The unicorn chakra, not the unicorn, it's called the 9th silver chakra. Gold, silver, and dark blue. And above that is dark gray. And below your feet is pure white. New Agers know 7 chakra. 7 levels of consciousness. But there's many more holy ones. And these teachings, the innerchristos law of one by our teacher Yashana and the Guardians, realize you're going to find this anatomy, spiritual anatomy within yourself. Not somewhere else, not some other teaching or some other religion, or you're not going to find this. This is very, anything following law of one is a whole different paradigm. This is bringing in 12D, not 7D. Not, oh my gosh, it says 444. Average view duration, I don't think you guys can see that, but on my interface it says 4 minutes and 44 seconds. So we've had a 33 and a 44 and a 444. I guess 4 is important tonight. There's a bunch of 4s. I am not high or on drugs. Simply realize this is just spirit and consciousness flowing like a river. Okay, so it is not a script. I'm not stuttering. This is something that is so it's something that you feel, you hear and see. You will feel a resonance or not. And if you don't feel resonance here, I love you, Holy One. It's okay. And whatever you believe in and whatever is your ideas about reality and God, you're welcome here. We have 4 monitors. I think there's 3 online, right? And so we usually don't need moderators, but they're here because there's always sometime going to be a troll or someone who's just going to blast everyone with Jesus comments and whatever your beliefs are. That's cool. We talk about Jesus from a different point of view. We talk about God and angels from a different point of view. Okay? We're not New Age. We're not religion. Okay? We're right here in the Christos, in the inner spark, the God spark. Because these right here don't believe in that, don't follow that, are not connected to that. This right here is unity. All are equal. All are God. We're all creations of God. We're all the thoughts of God, the consciousness of God. You can't be outside of that. Even if you're naughty and dark and kill someone, you can't be outside of the Creator. Where would you go? Some place where God does not exist, when God's omnipresent and everywhere? Where would you go? So the point of me talking like this is to, make it like an exclamation point and underlined in capital letters. Hey, we're all one, we're all God. All are one. It's called at-one-ment, not atonement. Same spelling. At-one-ment. Atonement. One wants you to atone and to worship and to be subservient and to put down your women. At-one-ment, no. Equality in all races, all genders, all people are equal. But that's not what we're being taught down here. That's not what's being spoken and done here. It's oppression. You're in slavery. This is not awakening, Ishmael. This is not awakening where we're all going to go to some heaven, some higher ascension. It doesn't work like that way. That's not what is happening. That when you hear that, when you read that, you guys understand that's a distorted source, distorted speaker, a distorted video, a distorted book. So if you're curious about these distortions, go for it if that's what's going to help you learn and awaken somehow, because we actually do learn from mistakes. We actually do learn from tragedy. Okay? Your soul projected itself. You are that piece of your soul. You are the soul who projected itself with a purpose in this life. And when you F up that purpose, that life, well, you just wasted your soul's time. Your soul's intention. But you are God set free. You're a piece of the soul that has freedom to do whatever the F you want. If you don't want to align with your soul's purpose, that's your choice. Or mistake, or however you want to see it. But this is, you would say, a remembering. Because when we come here, our memory is cut off. Okay? According to these teachings, we only realize 10% of our consciousness. And that's because the body itself is distorted. So if this divine spirit, soul, well, it's not necessarily, positive consciousness. Your soul could be dark, But anyways, here we have a soul coming into the fetus of your mother and father. And now, you just shut off 90% of your original consciousness. That 10% is what makes a human, what makes a person here. And so we're definitely, truly distorted on planet Earth. We're limited here from our fullest potential. But the whole thing about a spiritual awakening and a spiritual journey is awakening higher parts of your identity. Down here, we just have a 3D identity. Hello. You awaken the heart chakra, the heart center. If these New Agers are talking about aliens and all this stuff, but they're not talking about your spirit body, they're not talking about energies, they have no clue, something is wrong, vatos. Here in the teachings, innerchristos teachings, you learn everything you possibly can imagine. Okay, you learn about the chakras, you learn about how the life force currents come through all the way down from density 5, density 4, density 3. We're third dimension, so that's 12 dimensions. Coming from Source God, coming to the 15-dimensional time matrix, coming through all these levels of itself, of yourself, you finally get to here in 3D. Okay, we talk about Huva bodies, we talk about the, what is Kundalini? What is the Merkaba? Okay, are you educated? Are you learning this spiritual knowledge? It's a science. It's not something you just learn in kindergarten, honey. It's not something that just happens overnight. So get started. Start studying Kathara. Kathara. Start learning Slider's Ascension. Okay, start learning these other teachings. Now, part of me, well, I already talked about that. Okay, so I don't need to talk about that. I want you guys to know, I got some blood. My glasses. I got bloodstone. I have bloodstone crystals, but this is dragon's blood, homies. Dragon's blood. What's up? And look how big the chunks are. They make it very... I gotta crunch it up. Got some bloodstone, homies. The real thing. No stick incense here, vatos. Look at that. Yeah, baby. How am I gonna get it? This is like hard. I don't know how I'm gonna get it. There's no small pieces. There's a couple small pieces on the bottom. I have to reach the bottom. Look at that. This is where you got to use a mortar and pestle, which is exactly what I'm using for my incense burner. This is a mortar, and you just put it in here and break it down. but I'm using it right now, so. See, I got a chunk off. Let me put this down. Dude, I haven't had bloodstone incense in ages. Remember I said I needed amber? I finally got amber, but I also got bloodstone. And I got more charcoals, so. Yeah, this is already crumbling, so. Bloodstone vatos. I keep saying bloodstone. Dragon's blood. It's called dragon's blood. Okay, so, but I found out after I received it that it's a different amber than I got before. I thought I had golden amber, but I didn't have golden amber because this smells different than what I have. So, we'll see. This has got a different flavor for sure. Golden amber. There's like 10 varieties or more of amber. Damn, dude, it's still potent as like the other one is potent. Okay. We'll put some frankincense. Oh no, this is copal. Yeah, baby, this is gonna be powerful. What's up? What's up, homies? Let's see if we can get this to land on the charcoal. Ah, there we go. This is so powerful, dude. I have to turn my head because it's so strong sometimes. But I still want to bathe myself in it. Chia. Gorgeous. Yeah. I can't tell yet which one I like better, but it's fine. It's a wonderful energy. Thank you, homies. What's up, vatos? What's going on, homies? Yeah! We got this. Stardust Goddess. Welcome, Holy One. We have, is it Raga or Ragay? XX Muffin. Checking now. Welcome, welcome, Holy One. Aura Blue. Eric C. Thank you guys. I'm so happy to have you here with me and us together. We're like, I've heard even some of you say that you love the community, you wish I did more lives, and I understand you guys. So that just shows how valuable our community is and how important it is to come together and what we call the shield. Now, the shield would technically be with one of the speakers, but I'm not a speaker, but I'm like resonating with Ashiana's work, with the Guardian work. So I'm not an official speaker, but I am someone who's learned this teachings and now sharing it with you, and now your guys are learning it. So, and we're just strive as a starseed, as an indigo child. You strive for truth, you guys. And you know there's a bunch of bullshit truth out there. It's not truth, it's false truth. Trying to, you would say, pass it off as truth. I mean, just like Thoth was trying to pass off well, he did pass them off as good teachings, but they're not. They're specifically, now you have to go and find these teachings, because there's actually an emerald tablet stone, a singular one, but there's also other tablets. So, and according to Ashiana, Thoth he didn't talk about everything that he stole. He only mentioned certain things and twisted them. And he made these specifically for back in the Atlantean and Egyptian times for the Illuminati. Now, he was very respected by lots of people. So in his day and age, he was very intelligent and connecting to magic and you would say spiritual concepts, occult concepts. And so a lot of people follow Thoth, a lot of people follow Archangel Michael, a lot of people are following these false systems and they don't know. People don't realize what they're actually getting themselves into. Like we have this Carson guy talking all about Thoth, and he's got over 1 million people audience over on Instagram, I think, right? or a few million. So we're just like realizing some of the people are doing a lot of damage, just like Drimbelow in the day. I mean, I used to love Drimbelow in his teachings, but with the F, you find out later he's teaching reverse Merkaba. All calm and sweet, and you think you're doing something good when you're not. You guys, part of spiritual journey is discernment. And one of the most important things that I can tell you is law of one. If you understand law of one, you will see bullshit like Drimbelow and Carson and whoever else is out there in the New Age. So realize that there is no law of one in their teachings. Or have you not realized that? Have you checked for law of one, unity, consciousness, all are equal? Because I can guarantee you, Thoth does not teach unity in your sacred emerald tablets. So, they will say they're teaching unity, but do you know what is unity consciousness? Did you know in unity consciousness there is no hierarchy? All these angel systems are hierarchies. Oh, this is the most important angel. This is the second most important angel. Bullshit. You might like angels, but that's a distortion. If you're getting angelic ideas from the Bible, that's a distortion. If you get it from the New Age, it's a distortion. What is an angel? Do they tell you in the New Age what is an angel really? They're 6-dimensional beings. Extraterrestrial, multidimensionals. That means they're from other worlds, other galaxies, other dimensions. Multidimensional, many places, many realities. More than one reality. That's what the word multi means. More than one. Multidimensional. So, what is an archangel? You're not going to learn it from the religion. Archangel is a 7-dimensional, 8-dimensional, and 9-dimensional beings. They're servants of God if you get your ideas from there. Okay, so realize also angels don't always aliens don't always have wings. Okay? You don't have to have wings to be an angel. That's a distortion. A lot of times they just look like an alien. What's up? Maybe they got blue skin, maybe purple skin, whatever color skin. Just looking weird, appendages and different types of arms and stuff. So we got aquatic beings, we got reptilian beings, we got insectoid beings, all kinds of beings. We got a 7-7, mark that down, 7-7, 4-4-4. 443377, rock and roll, honey. Chicas. My dandelion tea and my lemon, of course, yeah. See if we can get some more out of this, baby. I don't just get a sliver of lemon, I get a chunk of lemon, baby. Ooh, yeah. You got more? Come on. Cheers, mate. Cheers to your alkaline diet. Cheers to your awakening consciousness. I'm just raising my hand and asking you guys who wants to get lit. No, real. Who wants to get lit? Oh, but after that, you guys, I have excellent news. I got my truck fixed. Yeah, baby. It was so painless. I put myself in a positive, peaceful mind state. I did it. It was sitting there for months. Has all kinds of bird shit and pine tree needles and all kinds of stuff. But I got it fixed, homie. What's up? It's celebration time. I'm sorry, guys, but for me personally, that was a big deal. I don't have to ask for lifts or rides. I have this ability now to go to drum circles again. And I'll be able to see my daughter in Tucson, Arizona on the holiday. So She asked me, so I'm going. If she didn't ask me, I wouldn't be going. But she's it's important to see her because I haven't seen her in a half a year, and she's having a baby, so she will have a baby. I will be a grandfather. Wow. I'm the oldest of my siblings, and my sister has 3 kids. 4. My brother has 4, and grandkids. Wait. I'm messing up, so I'll shut up. They have grandkids, I don't. Yet. And I'm the oldest. But that's okay. They have a different path than I do. You know, they're married and have a normal household life and whatever. I'm different and weird and strange and stuff. According to the outside world, right? And that's okay. We're different. People call indigos and starseeds weirdos. They don't get us. And that's okay. Why? Because there's a huge audience that does get you. You're not alone, you guys. There's lots of us. You know, millions of indigos in the planet. Millions of starseeds. That's not a lot, but hey, you're not alone. What's up? What planet you from, homie? What's in your DNA? What's going on, starseed? You know, you meet a starseed for the first time, you know, they express law of one and, you know, unconditional love. You can say I love you to that person, you know, you're saying bye to them, you just met them, and you talk for a while, and you spent time with them, and you can say I love you, give them a hug, a real bear hug. I love you, Holy One. What's up? If I saw you guys in person, if I saw Celine, if I saw Indigo, I met Starman, I hugged Starman. But if I saw you guys on the street or whatever, I would give you a hug. I would say, what's up, homie? How's your life? I would be genuinely interested in you. I would be saying, you know, what's up? The energy is good tonight. I just been spending most of my time trying to create these artwork or these images of Thoth. It's very hard. It was very hard. It's probably one of the hardest things I've had to create. Like, some of the stuff is easy. Like, the cat people are not too hard for me now. Now I know how to get the cat people down. You know, if you guys see the picture of tonight's video, that's one of the things I'm talking about, you know. But Thoth, you know, he's thought of with a bird head, but he doesn't have a freaking bird head on Earth, man. He didn't come here with his bird head. He's not a bird. He's not a bird being. So that's kind of a weird connection. But Thoth himself, that was one of his sacred animals, guides, was an ibis. He's in Egypt, and the bird's a known bird in Egypt, so it's sacred, just like the Egyptians think the beetle is sacred, this little scarab. The scarab rolls dung. That means he rolls shit, but he's sacred. Because it's symbolic. The ibis is symbolic, but since everyone thinks Thoth has some bird head, you know, just because they showed it in the hieroglyphs, they assume, dude, that's showing that he's a starseed. Like, not a good one. There's dark hybrid aliens here. We talk about the hybrids. I made a video about it. Check it out. There's 5 of them, main 5 groups. Well, one of them is human, so there's 4 other groups besides humans here. I mean, besides just human. So, yeah, I'm stoked to have my truck, dude. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. It was so easy. All I did was pay for a tow truck. So that cost me $140, but that's okay. It's because I've been dealing with this problem forever. And then I just took it to a mechanic who someone told me it was a good mechanic. I don't know the city very well. I never lived here before. So they told me, hey, this guy's an awesome mechanic. Don't tell anyone else about this mechanic. So this testimony was good, and it was true. They took care of me in the same day. I got my truck. My friend, my neighbor, took me to go get my truck. So Starseeds, let some of us who want to get lit, let some of us, boost ourselves. Let's just boost ourselves for the next, hour or so, whatever we're together. And it's about boosting for a moment, for, just a little while. You're not meant to stay in the state all day. You're not meant to just alter your state all the time. That's not what we're trying to say here. I literally do this like once, twice a day. Smoke something once or twice a day. Eventually, you don't have to smoke anything. You don't need to smoke anything. You don't need to drink or eat anything. You can, be completely sober and do whatever, do meditation and breath work. Or you can do both of that. Do both of those things. Psychic visions, psychic perceptions, connection to higher consciousness, higher spirit, love, grace, bliss, chikasma, gratitude. I love you. Thank you. Remember, this is a medicine. This is a spirit. And just for, the people, for the algorithm, this is green tobacco. This is wacky tobacco. I love you. Always have that love. Yeah. Got to drink, right? Let's lighten up my head first. I feel my chest, my heart chakra. I feel a little bit starting in my crown now. So, holy ones, I hope that you are evolving in your spiritual journey. And if you are sad or fall back into old habits or that you don't want to, old fears, bad memories, you guys, clear that shit up. See, it's not easy, but we know it's not easy. You say out loud what you want. You visualize what you want. When you find yourself wallowing, is that a word? I don't know, if you found yourself just in this negative old issues, old dramas, old emotions, if you find yourself getting lost in there, hey, that is a sign to you you're not in the moment. You're back there. Come back to the moment. Come back to now. Mindfulness. Be mindful of what you are capable of. Have discernment that your old shit needs to be cleared. Clear your old shit. Heal your sadness. Heal what is broken, all through your thoughts. It's what you call your ability to manage your thoughts consciously, mindfully. What is your ability? Start becoming aware and mindful and know that you are in self-control of your life. One of the ways is to be in self-control of your life is to be self-in-control of your thoughts. Be mindful of your thoughts on a daily basis. Set your phone. You know how your phone can make several different alarms for you? Turn those alarms on every few hours to remind you, are you in mindfulness? Or just say, be in mindfulness. Have a message. That alarm that you set for yourself, plural alarms you set for yourself throughout your day, is to check. Are you in mindfulness? If you're in mindfulness in the now, you won't be sad about what was going on there. So be mindful when that happens. When that starts to pull you in, suck you in, because that's what it is. It's pulling you down. Don't allow it. Don't allow that lower part of yourself to do that to you. You're the future version. You're the now version. You have control by being in control. Have control by becoming in self-control. By being checking. Check. The alarm went off. Oh yeah, check. Am I in mindfulness? You know, it's that easy. You want to check if you're mindful. Thank you for those hearts, Holy One. You're so kind. You're so sweet. You're loving. You know, when you guys be mindful and aware of what you've been, about that shit. What you do is let that go. What is that scenario? What is it? You're hung up on it. What is it? Identify what that is. And realize it for what it is. Realize, okay, that was something that happened to me. I wasn't my best. And that's okay if you fall down and make mistakes. You're not a horrible person. You're not a loser. All those are programs. If those thoughts come into your mind, you were once a baby. So you heard it from some adults. It didn't come from you originally. It came from it coming to you all the time, being around you, these negative parents, negative adults. Now, TV, you've been hearing and perceiving and seeing dark shit. Well, now you're becoming aware. Now you're going to be mindful of that stuff when it happens. Instead of being triggered to a dark thing or sad thing, be triggered to an empowerment. Be triggered to, this is like self-hypnosis. You program yourself by being mindful of yourself, by checking regularly. Be in the now. Eventually, your day will be mostly mindful. Because if you started checking through meditation and just being mindful, you will find out that your thoughts are changing all the time. All the time your thoughts are changing. They're just changing. Stop. Stop those thoughts. Be still. Be mindful. I should change the name of this video to mindfulness. Be mindful. Don't keep sabotaging yourself, sweetheart. You can do this. Smile. You can do this. You are doing this. And we're learning, and we are going through some spiritual freaking mojo awakening, honey. We are getting our force. Do you have the force, young Jedis? We are reclaiming ourselves. We don't have to create it and start at scratch, start at the lowest level. You got this junk. Spiritual mojo. You got this, Jedis. Already. You just have to wake up to it. Become aware of yourself. Know your higher identities. And now speak from your higher identities. Act on your higher identities. All that sad shit, you'll be laughing at it later. You'll be like, what? That was nothing. Are you serious? No way. Yes way. You are awesome. You are beautiful. You are powerful. You are divine. You are a creation of God. That should make you smile. God created you. God loves you. Or whatever you read from that fucking dark shit. Excuse my language. If you read some dark shit about God, that's not God. That's a fake version. That's a distortion. That's a lie. Intentional lie. God is unconditional love, man. What's up? That's his... sorry, my mistake. That's its original intention. God's original intention is unconditional. God created life. God created all life. Of course, it loves it unconditionally. God loves itself, its creation, unconditionally. No conditions. That means no savior required. No sin is... There is no such thing as sin. Were you kidding me? That's a made-up thing. A man made that thing, not a divine creator God. And I go so far as Jehovah as being an extraterrestrial imposter God, fake God. It's an angry, pissed off, judgmental creature. Hello. What else do we have to say besides murdering babies in Egypt, besides casting black magic spells, and besides wiping out entire races of people, at least 5 or 6 of them, probably more? That Jehovah is a liar, is a fake God. Chiwa, a being that curses every one of you to the lake of fire if you don't believe in its child, that it sacrifices its own child, and asks Moses to kill its own child as a burnt offering. Just to hear that, that's horrible freaking shit to hear. To just hear it. And you're in Sunday school learning how angry, despicable, hateful, murderous, suicidal God. That's not creator. That's a part of God, but that's the fallen part of God. That's the dark side of God. God has a dark side. That is law of one. But I like to explain, at the beginning of this convoy, I want to explain, we're in a hologram. And it is that part of God, that part of creation, where God can be dark. In a hologram. Outside of this 15-dimensional hologram, where you are, as an ascended master, up here, there is no polarization of God, and there is no darkness in God at the highest levels. Only you find these beings think they're so badass. Hey, you're a limited freaking 11th-dimensional or lower being. You will never see the higher parts of God, because part of your consciousness, part of it decided to go against God, creator, life, humans, against earth. If that's what you want to follow, you have that free will choice. Oh, this is an awakening where shadow becomes exposed, where lies become exposed. And this, from our point of view, from the light side, it's peaceful through consciousness. On the dark side, it's brutal, man. It's brutal. It conquers you. There's war. There's definitely going to be death. There's definitely going to be black magic. And there's definitely going to be Okachiwa. No ascension. Only a falling and a falling and a falling. That is what you are worshiping now. That is what is your sacred beliefs now. Now you think that is holy. You guys, this is why the angels are coming, aka Starseeds. The angels, aka indigo children. The indigo children and Starseeds are being born in your mothers and fathers, but creating a special soul here, awakening with this message, awakening with this plea, with this understanding. Are you understanding this message? Are you feeling this Christ consciousness? Real Christ with the Guardians called Christos. Not some New Age bullshit. Not some New Age worshiping of guardian beings. I mean, anything. If you're worshiping anything, you're not supposed to. What are you doing? You know what you're doing? Do you know what worship is? Worship is giving your energy to someone else and they taking it, they're eating it, they're being fed it. Your consciousness, your worship, your love, whatever their intention, I mean, your intention is innocent. You know, you don't know all this. You were duped. Your parents were duped. Now you're following what your parents were following. They're following their parents and generations and generations. You find out through this information millions of years. Because it happened in seeding 1. That was millions of years ago. 25 million was seeding 1. Seeding 2 was around 800,000 years ago. No, that was seeding 3. Seeding 2 was a few million years ago. So, our heritage is freaking ancient, honey. Not some freaking 5,000 or 10,000 year maximum history. That's a joke. You know, but you don't learn this from either science or religion, though, do you? Eventually, science will want to know truth, science certain individuals, but there's an oppression against it. There's oppression against your science. There's an oppression against your sacred beliefs, because that's their agenda, man. That's what Luciferianism is. What they do is they have truth in their message while they're doing their dark message. So they have mixed in religion some pure concepts, original truth. So there is some truth in there, but then there's some important shit that's all dark. So you have a mixed message. It's a half truth. You're not getting the whole truth of God. What is God? You're getting a distorted one. And it is intentional. It is created to fool you since 325 AD. Man, these Starseeds, these alien beings, these guardians, Galactic Guardian Alliance, they're here. They're here, man. Okay? You can see all kinds of darkness in the world, but there's still guardian beings here too. It's between our hybrids, indigo children, and their hybrids, Illuminati. It's guardians versus Illuminati. On Earth. So you better believe there is different governments. You better believe there's different white hats. There's a spiritual war, but you understand that between indigo children, they're secretive. I mean, you don't know about them or you don't believe in them. And a lot of people don't know or believe about the Illuminati. I'm gonna start saying dark illuminated ones. I don't want to keep using that hashtag. Remember, it's all about spelling. So we get the message through and remind you what we're referring to, and now we speak. Guardians speak, which is power, which is code. You here in presence of this energy, in presence of guardians, you're part of that now. Ocean of code. This is code, Vatos. And I come to you as an indigo child, and I bring this, all my energy, all my time, all my love to bring this message to all of you. And, you know, it's a very, I keep calling it one of the greatest times to be alive, because this is a part of human history. Now, we all talked about the stellar activation cycle, which is now going through a closing cycle, because it already went through 2000 to 2017. We've all known this. The Guardians have reminded us. It's in Voyagers 1, it's in Voyagers 2. It's always been known, even by the fallen angels, that the stellar activation cycle here is where the final battle, they call it the last battle, the final battle, or they call it the final conflict. It sounds like a Hollywood movie title. They all knew this is the time cycle, the stellar activation cycle, where it was going to be the final conflict. That's what the Guardians called it. You'll read about that in Voyagers 1, Voyagers 2. So that's why it's so dramatic. That's why you're going to have conflict in the final conflict. Whatever that means, right? But just realize that we were born in those times. Well, in seeding 1, like I said, it was like 800,000 years ago, it started. And we think we're only been here since Sumeria and, Babylon and Assyria. And, these we think are the oldest races or cultures on earth. No, honey. You will find out that you're being only given, first of all, a truncated history and a distorted one at that. You're getting a truncated, distorted human history line. And also you're being told either the ape theory, that we came from apes, and that, you know, there's a Neanderthal and a Cro-Magnon, and here we are. You know, we start off in according to some scientists, as pond scum. You know, created these little creatures, microbes, and those evolved into some little swimming fish, and the fish evolved into a mammal, and slowly walked up on the land, and its flippers turned into arms and legs, and then that came up to some monkey creature, and different creatures of monkeys. There's species of monkeys, and then it came in Homo sapien, and then here we are, Homo sapien, walking, talking, breathing. If it took them that long, or that's what they say is where you come from. Shit. You have a DNA template. You were created from this DNA template, not from some series of things. Okay? So there is no process of you going like this and this and this, and now you're this being. Well, sort of, but not like you're thinking. No, honey. Everything here has an original DNA template. A frog has its own DNA template, so it's created from that. It didn't have to be go through a series of existences, and then millions of years it's a froggy or a squirrel or a human being. You have a DNA template, and that DNA template can change and evolve if you go through spiritual ascension. That's what Creator, God, whatever you call it, Allah, Jehovah, all beings are God. Okay, God, Shikha Masutas, made you a template in the 12th dimension. That's the original template, prototype. That's the proto-human. The original human. That will never get distorted. That's in the 12th dimension. You know, everything 11th dimension and down is distorted. So, when you finally ascend out of this distortion and get finally to the 12th dimension, you will have your divine template, your original proto-human template body. And you will have full consciousness and awareness, and all your keys, ascension codes to go into any Stargate, which means you can leave the time matrix. If you're only 11th dimensional DNA as a guardian, whatever race, if you're only 11th dimensional, you cannot leave the time matrix yet. You need to be Christed. You become 12th dimensional. If you activate all 12 strands, you are Christed. What does that mean? That means you have the ability in your DNA to physically, spiritually leave this entire time matrix. And this is only the places of God where you can find darkness, because it's in a hologram. These are hologram fields. God created these hologram fields and then projected its consciousness in all these hologram fields, and now it's in those simulated worlds, which is us. It's experiencing itself. God is learning itself through all of this hologram system. We're a family of consciousness, but it's all coming from a singular source. That's why we say when you ascend, you're returning to the source. Your source, all of our source, there's only one source, there's only one creator, not all these creator gods. That's why you know pantheism is bullshit, because there's only one. So what is a pantheon of gods? It's a bunch of lying scumbags. That's being nice. You know what they really are? Murderers, conquerors, torturers, sacrificers. That's what you're worshiping when you're worshiping Allah. Sorry, Jehovah. Sorry, not sorry. You see darkness, you know what is the wicked ones. The Guardians don't say wicked, we say negative, but I say wicked. Sorry, that's a Thavian thing, not a Guardian thing. These freaking things are wicked, man. You know what they do to your children. You know what they do to you and your soul. So, these beings, Starseeds and Indigo children, hi. These beings are coming here to help the ascension, the process, the awakening process, to help humans reclaim their DNA. And they even bring the science, the technology of it. Hello, Ashianadine, Iasha, Guardian, Voyagers, Cathara, she calls hers Tantri Ahura, there's all kinds of systems. 444 again. 4444. What? Yeah, 444 views. 100 souls online. What's up, homies? What's up, you guys? And I just want to say that if you have learned anything, if I've helped you in any way, if this information is helping you, even healing you, improving you, you guys please consider donating, supporting Christos Avatar, either right now, live on Christos Avatar, make a donation, support this information, support this energy. We're all part of this energy, okay? Or you can support me by a donation on below through PayPal. I make a link. It's easy to make a donation. Christos Avatar is my name there. Or you can also buy one of my crystals or one of my paintings, you guys. And that's another way to support this work. So thank you so much. I just want to say that real quick. Peace and love. And thank you to all you who are members. I'm not saying buy or anything. I'm just saying gratitude to all of my members who are already supporting Christos Avatar, even a small donation of $5, you guys. And that gets you inside the group and you can chat with us. We have a membership link to Discord. We have our own channels there. So you want to come and ask questions. It's rocking and rolling, I think, because there's a lot of activity. Because I remember back in the day, there was only a few people there, you know? And so it's so awesome to see it grow. You guys come be part of that. Come on, you want to be part of this Christos awakening, right? That's what it is, a Christos awakening, a Christ awakening. And the Guardians spell it with a K, either K-R-I-S-T or K-R-Y-S-T, whichever you feel better. So, you know, it's not important because you pronounce them the same way. Oh, awesome, Ragas Muffin. Thank you, Holy One. Much respect. They write, thank you. I thank you, Holy One. Excuse me, that's awesome. Much respect to your spiritual journey, you guys. And this is a family. The Christos, we're learning about all these aliens, about the angels, the fallen angels, this spiritual war. We're learning about, you know, the tricksters. These, remember what dark beings do. They use, the Anunnaki are famous for it. They're actually operate a little bit differently than reptilians. Because the Anunnaki like to think it through. They like to work it out because they're very intelligent. But the reptilians are more brutes. They just want to come and kick your ass and take you over. They're just, and actually I've heard how the Anunnakis don't like the reptilians. And so they compete. They're like gangsters fighting over turf. And that turf is Earth. And so we have this spiritual war. And all this New Agers think it's all some funny thing or some shit. Some you know, sweet and fluffy rainbows but they don't realize the freaking what's happening to Earth. They don't acknowledge it, they don't know it, they don't understand that this is actually extraterrestrials taking over us. And this has already happened to us in seeding 1, taken out, seeding 2, taken out, seeding 3, in the middle of being taken out. So, the spiritual ascension is an individual thing. Each and every one of you will develop yourself, awaken your consciousness. It's not some group thing, everyone gets to go. Sorry, that would be wonderful, right? Of course, we all want that. The angels, the archangels came here, they wanted that to happen. It didn't happen. It's not happening. We already know, the Guardians are reminding us, the Guardians are telling us, the New Age is not. The New Age is giving you this cover story, a different story. What's that all about? You want to know what that's about, you guys? That's about sending you, tricking you into the phantom. pulling you into the phantom. 11 minutes is the average view dimension. Another 11, master number. Another sign, thank you, holy ones. So, you know, you will be taking wormholes to the phantom. You're falling into the phantom. So, now, people will probably won't like this information, so they won't follow Ashiana's work or the Guardian work. They think it's fear porn or something. You guys, if there's like aliens taking over, you need to know. And when you find yourself as being an abductee, contactee, you find yourself being implanted, people are being controlled, it's hardcore really happening, man. No joke, you're abducted, they do shit that's not of your free will. How do you like being tracked? How do you like being abducted? How do you like being messed with in the astral or in your dreams? You're seeing nightmares, it's scary shit. What's up? So we are becoming light workers, knowing how to deal with that energy, know how to transmute, know how to stand in your power, know how to protect yourself with literal shield, energy shields. Do you know how to do that? Did you know that's even possible? You say, what can I protect myself with? Well, start with your own personal energy shields. You want to know how? There's a science to it. Find out from Ashiana Teen's work. Okay? Her name's actually Iyasha, but that's her work. Her old work is under Ashiana Teen before her divorce. So understand that this is a lifetime of work, man. I was like just like checking it out to see if there was more workshops I never found out about. And I'm like sitting there checking. I'm like, I found new workshops recently. I'm like, holy shit. I thought I had them all. I don't. There's a lot of workshops. I don't even know how many's out there. I heard her say over 200. I'm like, what? Nah. Is there 200 video workshops? Because, what? You know? So I don't have it close to that many. So I'm just saying, the information is out there. It's a science. It's a technology. Start learning, homie. What's up? What's up? Come on. Come on. You want to do this? You want to do this? You feeling it? Do you resonate, brother, sister? Come on. Shine your light. We're ancient, man. Well, you know what it is to be an indigo child? You know how people are in third dimension? That means they have 3 strands. Well, I'll show you from my fingers how many strands an indigo, the lowest indigo type 3 is. Watch. Humans have this. But indigos have the minimum indigo. "24 strand minimum. Potential. You don't become on Earth awakened with all that. You blow up the planet. You awaken it. So 24 strands. Indigo type 2's around 36 strands. Indigo type 1's around 48 strands. And so, freaking awesome, man. That heritage is awesome. Yeah, baby. So, why do you think I keep calling you holy ones? Much respect to you, indigos. Much respect. We're ancient, man. Woohoo! Okay, so most people are in 3D. Indigos are way up there in they come from density 5 and beyond. The ascended master levels. So they come from density 5, which is hydroplasmic beings. You know, the Christos is liquid light, but that's hydroplasm. But thermoplasm, which is hot plasma, it is a sun, what you call a star. Stars are suns, suns are stars, same thing. So these are, you look and see stars, you're seeing Rishi, man. What? Huh? Solar Rishi. They're called metaterrestrials too. So these meta-terrestrials are the beings who created us, who created extraterrestrials. You're an extraterrestrial. But you come from that level, the indigo children. So if Source, if God, if these guardians, that's who they call it up there, sending you down here, indigo child, you're coming from that level. Not from density 2 Tara, not from density 3 Gaia, not from density 4 where the Christos is and Armatena, but from higher than that. You're these solar Rishi, you're these thermal plasm star beings. And you're coming from the blue flame, so there's blue stars, blue gold flame, gold stars, and violet flame, violet stars. It's actually pale magenta, pale gold, or pale yellow, and pale, is it pale? I know we say the gold order, but the color is pale yellow. And then the blue flame is pale turquoise. So it's important to get those, it's a very, very light or pastel green blue, which is, pale turquoise. A very pale color of the gold flame is pale yellow. Pale turquoise, pale yellow, pale magenta. And that's what people call the violet flame. They're considering the violet flame is actually, it's pale magenta. So not magenta, not gold, or not blue. It's all light versions of that. Pale turquoise. And visualize a pale turquoise flame. As you see a gas flame on a stove, you see that blue flame? Well, imagine it not just blue, but it's an actually very, very, very light color blue. That's the blue flame, Vato. Pale turquoise, homie. Wait, I have to make a discernment, because there is a 5th dimensional blue flame. But I'm not talking about that flame. I'm talking about the solar Rishi of the Elohai. They're called Elohai. The gold flame is called Seraphi. Now notice in the Bible we talk about Elohim and Seraphim. Those are fallen versions. So the Bible mentions fallen angels. It's fallen angels. It's Anunnaki and reptilians. Because the blue flame are Anunnaki, the yellow flame has the reptilians in it. Also insectoids and dinoids, or dinosaurs, kind of type of DNA, like a reptilian type of DNA, and mantis beings. And but the violet flame is not really violent, or they're not really a big part of the fallen angels, except for the Great White Brotherhood. They're actually from the violet flame. So, but that's because they came through the scarlet flame. No, I keep saying scarlet. I mean ruby flame, the ruby order. There's a host matrix happening with the ruby order, so they're actually fallen blue flame that are being through a host matrix through the violet flame. So they're not originating from the violet flame. I'm just trying to give credit to violet flame because they didn't actually, they came from a host matrix. So they're truly from the blue flame, the Great White Brotherhood, but their energies are still coming from the ruby order. There's a fallen version of them. So we have blue flame, gold flame, violet flame, but also scarlet flame or ruby flame. Yeah, ruby flame. Well, scarlet and ruby, if you look at the colors, they're similar, kind of, So, yeah, it's awesome, guys, to realize that it's so complex down here because we have all these different races and these different alliances and agendas and stuff. Our agenda is to, is the purpose of the Christ is to awaken us, the Christos. We awaken our inner Christ, inner God. We awaken that because it's being ruled by patriarchy, a fallen system. This is fallen angelic spiritual systems. Religion is. That's what religion is. Now, when you learn these teachings, you learn that there once was actual guardian teachings, spiritual systems, you would call religions. So there was 12 of them because there was 12 tribes. And because the current, a Christed current, 12-dimensional energy, had to be brought in from 12 different dimensions, 12 different tribes, who make up the 12 tribes. Not the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, I just told you earlier, they put actual truths and mix it with lies. So there was original sin, but not from humans. It was before humans ever existed. 250 billion years ago. Okay? And that's in Voyager's 1. Beginning, one of the first things you learn in the spiritual system is about that. How it all started between the reptilians and Anu Elohim. It's not the Anunnaki yet. They don't exist yet. They came like only hundreds of millions of years ago. These beings are from 250 billion years ago. The reptilians and Anu Elohim were fallen angel races that fought each other. And so they were always competing, the reptilians and the Anu Elohim races. Seraphim versus Elohim. Elohim, Seraphim. So, but there's another faction that called Necromaton. Now they're a mix between reptilian and Anunnaki combined. Those are called Anudracos, and one of the Anudraco races are these creatures, the Necromatons. They're called, actually described as beetle beings, like beetle creatures. And you know how sometimes you can see a reptilian in someone's soul, or their energy, you suddenly see across either their eyes or their whole face, or you see reptilian skin or whatever. That's a soul from the reptilians in a human body, a hybrid body. So it's strange when you first see it, you know, but you can see sometimes a beetle being, creature. They're also been described as turtle people, beetle tortoise people. They must look really ugly and scary looking, think about it. And actually they are the ones who created on Earth a hybrid. So this hybrid created another. See, they're all geneticists up there. All these ETs who are super advanced, they're all creating creatures and things. Stranger things. Okay? So there's all kinds of bizarre, scary things they create. Of course, they're dark. They're into all that horror shit. Just like some of you are to watch horror. What are you doing? Anyways, they're into that, so they, you know, there's one of the history lines you find out happened on Earth in Tara is that they started intermixing genetic-wise between humans and animals. There's famous hybrids. You know, have you heard of like mixed beings like the griffin? That's made of 3 races, right? Or type of creatures. You got like hybrids you think are fantasy. Where do you think these fantasy myths are coming from? You know, the elemental and the fairy kingdoms are real. Okay? This is not fantasy or fiction, science fiction or Harry Potter nonsense. No, that stuff, like even centaurs. Dude, centaurs are actually fallen angels. And so, you know how they have nice ones in Harry Potter? Well, dude, they're Luciferians. Machiwa. And one of our creatures we think is a myth, it's a real being, is the chupacabra. We're getting a lag notice, sorry, but that'll go away, I'm sure. So please have patience. The chupacabra and the Sasquatch Holmes is real. Those are actually experiments by these aliens. It's not a human experiment, it's an alien. You know, what do you think they get all these cattle mutilations for? Why do you think they're doing that to these poor animals and shit? Why do you think they're doing that to humans? Why are humans being effed with? Why are you being abducted and operated on and shit happened to you? Stuff taken out or stuff put in or maybe both. You know, so you get tagged, by the way, and you're going to be tracked now. But they own your ass. And they treat us that way. They treat us like, they think of us as creatures or little animals. No different than the rest of the animals. So that's their thinking. You know, that's a gray for you. So they want to just what they're doing is, why did they take your babies or make hybrid? Because they're making a race, man. To be inside an alien hybrid race. They look like you because they kept on taking your DNA, kept on messing and experimenting and making these hybrids. You know, and we know some of their races, these little grays, there's all kinds of different races, you know, Regalians and Zeta Reticuli and different, 1222. That's 3 2s in a row. Damn. I'm seeing some cool numbers tonight. What's up, homies? We got this. We'll get through this connection. Just hang tight. Yeah. So this spiritual war is like sci-fi, man. Even greater than sci-fi. When you learn that, you know, from the movie Stargate, you know, that Stargates are actually real. That movie was Disclosure, vato. I mean, there's lots of disclosure. Check it out. I was watching this one show, and you know, every now and then I tell you guys what shows I'm watching. Like I was watching, what's that one where they're in the time, passing time, and they're in the Scottish time, like Braveheart days, you know, fighting the English and shit. Outlander. I finished watching Outlander. I finished watching Stranger Things and His Dark Materials. I recommend that one. Just have discernment. Everything you have discernment, right? So I like these crazy movies that talk about some of the things that we go through. And so there's one where this scientist, he kidnaps kids or teenagers that have near-death experience. And so he's got 4 of them in these little glass prisons facing each other so they can all see each other. So they have to, and they have this little river running through, a little, not a river, but a little conduit of water coming through. And they have to bathe from that. They have to shit and pee in that. And, you know, and they, no real privacy. And you know there's cameras and shit. And, but this doctor is forcing these kids, he uses gas to knock them out. And then he takes them and kills them while they're knocked out. They don't know they're being killed every night, but every night you're being murdered. And then he brings you back to life. So you can get, and he's studying what happens to you in the near-death experience. And so, what the hell, dude? Oh, it's called AO or OA. Sorry, the letter A-O or O-A. I can't remember which one it was. A-O-O-A. Check it out, homie. No, seriously, I'm on season 2, I think, or I don't know. But it's very interesting because, you know, that's disclosure. They do experiments like this. The government claims there's no UFOs, there's nothing paranormal, it's all bullshit, but they study the paranormal. They develop technologies in the paranormal. They make super soldiers, develop psychic powers, and they know how to mind wipe them and control them. And, you know, what are you talking about, homie? This is a huge thing going on. So this show, AOA, reminds me of all, you know, it reminds you of what's really, that's another disclaimer. You know, these kids get kidnapped and you know the aliens are taking your DNA and making hot clones so they can invade the planet. Now there's hybrids. We get different hybrids. And people don't believe in aliens. But this is all about aliens. You're an alien, homie. What's up? So it shouldn't be a surprise, Starseed. I mean, especially if you're Lyrans. And, you know, these are cat people. These are beings that have blue skin in their world. And they are hominids, you know, like this. And most humans are coming from Lyra, the Lyran DNA. Obviously, that's where we come from. We're from actually, this is called, the Guardians call it the cradle of Lyra. And all life started there because there was 3 planets. For the blue flame races, the gold flame races, and the violet flame races. Understand? They all started from one location. And that was in what the Guardians call the cradle of Lyra. It came out of the Lyran system. We all originate from Lyra. all life, even reptilians, Anunnaki, necromatons, dinoids, insectoids, everything came from Lyra. But they all migrated out into the rest of the multi dimensions and the multiverse, because there's more than one universe, and all through the different dimensions and different time continuums, time cycles, time vectors. And so, this is freaking actually pretty amazing when you think about it. So all these movies about going into alternate realities, other dimensions, and that's what this movie's about. These kids are stuck in this assignment, but they start learning outside of the experiment. They start learning that they can travel to another reality. And they find how to, as a group, and that's what we'll do sometimes, grid work in a group, right? Can you imagine a group of indigos doing energy work together? That's powerful. Actually, you learn about, it's called the King Arthur stuff, but it's Arthurian roundtables, and that is grid work, group grid work. So some of you are indigo type 2s and indigo type 1s, you'll be doing grid work. We'll be doing things to the grids, if you can or want to. And so that is the Master Templar and more advanced workshops. So you want to get to that level. So then you can start, connecting to other homies and start doing that energy work. So, we're not, at Christos Avatar, we're not at that level, but we will get there. That's one of the ultimate goals is to, when the dramas start kicking in on Earth, it's going to be kind of like dangerous for indigos, because the system will be against anything like unity consciousness. And so those type of people become the terrorists. They become the victims. The targets. They become the ones that are called, unpatriarchal and unpatriot, or what's that called? Where you're against the country or something, a terrorist or something, some bullshit. You get to be demonized, and we'll look like the bad guys when we're the ones bringing unity consciousness and Christ consciousness and treating everyone through love and equality. But we're the bad guys, we're the terrorists, we're the horrible ones. What? Huh? What are you talking about? So that's what happens. But people get duped and they go along. Look what happened in Germany. People went along with it. Or, they had no choice. It was a dictatorship. They put a gun to your head. Oh, you will do this. We got you. We own you. Do you like to be owned? You like to be some ET's bitch? That's what we are. Being punked. Even in the X-Files, they had some secret group. The cigarette smoking man in the X-Files, Scully and Mulder. It was a secret group. You don't believe in secret groups? Nah, they couldn't have got away with it for so long. What are you talking about? People come out. You call them conspiracy theorists. What? So you see people will point fingers at Guardian type of people. Indigo people, Starseed people, people for freedom, people for, you're a God, you are sovereign, you are free. This is our true spiritual code. Our origin, where we come from. You get to the higher dimensions, you will be experiencing that immortality and perfection of your form and spirit and consciousness, your energy. You're in your divine blueprint, honey. Divine blueprint, perfect form, perfect consciousness, perfect. It's the original proto-human. You're not called human up there, but you eventually return to source. This is just a hologram, honey. It doesn't make it not important. We're not unimportant if we're hologram constructs. No, we're divine consciousness. We're God experiencing itself, learning it from itself through all of us. All of itself. God's an it, not a he or a she. There is no form. There is only pure consciousness at those higher levels. Only at the lower levels of the hologram will you have a body. Will you feel like independent? You're not independent. You'll feel like you're an individual. You're not an individual. whether you're aware of it or not, because you haven't activated your higher chakra yet. But we're a collective. Your identity is a multitude, and so we strive to awaken that within ourselves. Wow, guys, it's just been flowing tonight, and it's only 8. It's barely gonna be 8. Yeah, we usually go on to 8:30. I'm in Pacific Standard Time, so it's probably like 9 or 10 for most of you. So 8, 9, 10, 11. I think New York or East Coast is 11, right? Thank you guys for hanging with us, man. Yeah, vatos! Spiritual gangsters. Okay, you're awakening your higher self. That's your higher evolution, your higher understanding. And what's wonderful about awakening is that you remember more. Okay, you're like, why don't I remember? How come I can't know my past life? How come I don't remember my future life? Or what starseed am I? Can you please give me a reading? You guys, I don't do readings, and the Guardians would recommend, the Guardians would ask, would say that you probably would want to look within to answer that question. Why are you asking someone else who you are? Find out, ask your higher self. You can connect to your chakras and start to put intention. That's a very important part, is to put intention. Hey, I'm connecting to my higher self, my 6th dimensional self. I'm connecting to my 5th dimensional self. And one of the first techniques you learn in Cathara is something called the mentor technique. And if you become a member, that's one of the diagrams you get. I forgot what level it's at, but you get that diagram and you can see that. And so it's called the mentor technique, and you visualize the blue flame, actual blue, because it's the 5th dimensional blue. So going through your navel, like in the middle of your body, like aligned with your navel, in the middle of your body is the blue flame. Okay, so you visualize the blue flame. Like I see a gas flame, right? And it's a flickering light, a cool, fiery light, but it's in the color blue. That's interesting. Now, get used to visualizing it with your eyes closed. I see a blue flame across from my navel. Okay, so wherever your navel is, imagine behind that, in the middle of your body, is a blue flame. Yeah, you see it? So you see a blue flame. It doesn't matter the size, just see a cool blue flame, because your spirit is going to be right next to it. So it's going to take up your whole view, this beautiful blue flame, however you want to see a blue flame. Now see a white sphere inside there, like right in the middle, a tiny little white sphere, and then now zoom into and so it gets bigger, a white sphere. And now you see yourself inside, and you're inside a white sphere of energy. And now you see your arms are white, pure white, like dazzling white light, and it's all white in your form. And you see your arms, you wave your arms in like white mist or white energy, energy like of the aura, like a white field, and it's spherical though. You see, you're in that tiny sphere, but you put yourself in it and you feel it and you start to visualize it. This is part of the technique. Now go back to the flame. You see the flame again. Now you see, and you're aware that the blue sphere, a little tiny blue sphere, is in the middle of that blue flame. Now, pay attention to your third eye. You're going to have this blue sphere come out of the blue flame and rise. Imagine, visualize this white sphere going up it's called your prana tube. You're going up your pranic tube to your third eye. So you see it rise from your navel, go to your third eye, the white sphere. You see the white sphere, a brilliant white sphere. You memorize this and you get used to repeating it, and eventually you'll see it clearly. Okay? When you put intention, you're actually putting energy there where that blue white sphere is. Okay, so now that blue white sphere moves over. You don't look that way, but you imagine it going over to your shoulder. Okay? and we're talking about your right shoulder. And then it goes up around to your head. And I like to see it enlarge to like the size of a grapefruit, or maybe the size of a basketball. And so that is your mentor. That's your mentor. That's a part of you from the fifth dimension. And so that part of you is now, that is what you want to do, the mentor technique, right before you do the Maharic Shield technique. So you have your mentor, your 5D awareness, and you're going to have this is called the Maharic Shield. Okay, the Maharic Shield is a 12th dimensional energy field you're going to put around your body. It's actually a pillar. Like, it comes at a point, but it's all spherical, right? So it's like a tube, but it comes to a point at the top. But otherwise, it's all the way down, like a tube, all the way, and you can imagine that it goes all the way to the earth. But you're going to imagine a 6-pointed star in the middle of your forehead. That is the 12th dimensional color, the wavelength. You know how you have a red, green, blue, yellow, orange, all this different colors of chakra? Well, you have a pure white one. That's the 12th one. Remember, I thought we went through all the chakras, right? So the 12th one's 6 inches below your feet. That's a pure white star. So maybe it's lag, or we'll get through the lag, sorry guys. So this is one of the most important techniques to do. It's called the Maharic Shield technique. D12, dimension 12, which is the Christos consciousness, the Christ consciousness. And you're using that energy to protect your body. So some of you Starseeds, we get attacked, man. Indigo children, we get attacked by these dark spirits. So you have to learn how to protect yourself. And especially if you're seeing these dark beings and you're scaring the shit out of you, you learn how to protect yourself. So anything remember, that's 12th dimensional energy. So anything that's under 12th dimensional will not be coming through your field. Anything that's out here has to stay right here, outside your field. You're not allowed, and put that in your awareness, put that in your intention. Nothing is allowed within your shield. And that's part of it, is putting intention. And this is all energy. This is truly what we work with. You know, this is how reality. You know, you get the behind the matrix. You're able to affect reality, and you'll also learn how to actually do manifestation, which is what? Materialization from your thought. Your thought materializes physical object. That is true manifestation. And once upon a time, humans had this ability. Let me refresh, because I'm getting now it's okay. Once upon a time, humans, man, we were truly angelic. We were called the angelic human race. And so, but that's our higher self, our 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional self. Green rays, blue rays, a lot of green rays are in inner earth. That you'll have some experiences in inner earth. It's a real place. And but 5D is where most of the human race is. But some of the human race will be, you know, indigos coming through Sirius B, SG6, Stargate 6, and that's the indigo ray. This is violet, this is indigo. So these indigo rays are coming from Sirius B, and that's the 6th dimension, and up there they have blue skin. Not on Earth, but there's a curious thing that happens to some indigo children. They actually have like a tint of blue on their skin when they're born. Those are the ones that usually get mylabbed. That's military abduction. So those are hashtags I shouldn't be using, but anyways, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we learn this, man, because you're an indigo, you're a starseed. You're the one that is an abductee. They don't want regular humans. They're not taking regular humans. They're taking indigos and starseeds. They want the DNA of an indigo child. They figured that part out. It's ascension codes. They get guardian, starseed, indigos ascension code, DNA, now they splice it with their race. And they have access, well, partial access through being a hybrid. It means you're part of this race too, the human race, to the grids, to the gates. So they can do damage to the gates, have access to the gates. You see how it's a military tactic. And there's people who want to be, trans something other than what you were born with. This is a war, guys. You don't want, you're coming from a DNA, you were beamed from a template, a DNA template, man. You were born a male or a female because that's what your template was. And you have something called a twin flame, and you're supposed to be a pairing. And you want to be the same gender as your twin. Or, you're messing something very divine up. All humans, well, I know all, yes, all humans even have twin flames. Pairings, incarnations. And so, and don't forget your parallel self, because we have a doppelganger in the antiparticle universe, the parallel universe. And so while you're making your ascensions and doing your reincarnating, many different selves, many different lifetimes, well, so is your parallel. So while you're busy going through awakening ascension, so is your parallel. Or maybe it's not, maybe it's asleep. Maybe it's not fulfilling its purpose. Maybe you are not fulfilling your life soul purpose. Because we did come here with the covenant, we came here with a mission. And even you would say, a guardian mission, and maybe a soul personal mission. You have reasons, maybe a few, to be here in this lifetime. And once again, you can go to some psychic, palm reader, if you trust that method, and find out who you are. But remember, the guardians recommend that you find that within yourself. And just think of that. If someone tells you what you are, it's still not real to you. Oh, okay, now I know, but I don't feel it, right? Because you didn't get it within yourself. Well, that's the whole point, you guys. You want to find that answer, who am I? Through yourself. And when you go on a spiritual journey, remember, it's that, there's a positive side effect of a spiritual journey is that you gain memory. And that's because DNA, honey, is activating. Okay, remember, it's dormant. It's already exists here in fragmented junk DNA that our Earth scientists call junk DNA. That's an actual thing. You can look it up. Junk DNA. And Google will tell you what it is. It's dormant. It doesn't have a function, or some people doesn't think it has a function. It has a function. It is something that you reclaim. But in the now current drama that's happening on planet Earth, well, you're being dominated and controlled and disempowered, like literally, physically, spiritually, right? Because they're effing with your DNA. That's effing with you physically. They're mutating us. And if you're doing science, genetic DNA, they're mutating to you with a goal. They have an exact purpose of what they're trying to do with your DNA. And so this is a military tactic, because if they can get our DNA, splice it, and have all these babies, and that's like a little army. Like you're creating a little army for the aliens, and you think that's good or some shit. You know what that is? That's an invisible alien sleeper race. These hybrids that living with us on this planet are sleepers for these malevolent, what the Guardians call fallen angelics, extraterrestrials. So, you think it's cool to have a hybrid baby with some alien race? I guess it's, you gave them permission. Now you're getting abducted and shit, and sometimes you're not even aware of it. You made this contract. Some of you want to cancel those contracts. So, do you know how? Part of it is intention. I cancel all previous birth, whatever contracts. Now, if it's a guardian contract, you can still ignore it, but it's a serious covenant, man. We have with the Emerald Covenant. It's an agreement, you know, and we do this with agreement. They don't. They abduct your ass and don't ask for permission. And remember, it's kind of like that movie, how this scientist gasses the kids so they knock out, and then he takes them up somewhere else and kills them and shit. These aliens don't give a shit if you go through discomfort. You know, these Zeta Greys hate you. And so, like you see a little alien small, like he's smaller than a human, you think he's a wimpy. He's like a twig. Look at his skinny he is and small. You can kick his ass. You'll be dead. You'll be effed up. You'll try to pull out your gun or something. You're fried, dude. This little cute little creature is powerful with his mind. He can do something to you, homie. You'll think it's magic voodoo shit or something because you don't believe in spirit. You don't like. You think it's all bullshit. You know. I get. You know. Accused of that I'm just like making shit up. You guys, if you don't believe me, right now, go look right now on Google, Voyagers, Oceana, Dean, archive.org. Wow, man. Or you can put Oceana, Dean, Voyagers, archive.org. That's the shortest one. And you will find out that there's a whole bunch of information about this. I ain't making jack shit up. What's up? You'll hear it coming out of her own mouth. I'm not the one fear-mongering. Okay? This is what's going down. If you want to just play it off as fear-mongering and you're not going to pay attention anymore, well, that's your choice. We're not about fear-mongering. We are about law of one and equality and all that. But realize that there is an actual spiritual war. And it just ain't happening here, you guys. It's happening on all these levels, all the way up to the 11th dimension. So we have dark souls. I mean, that exist. We have dark oversouls. And there's dark avatars. And when it comes to reincarnation, some of these avatar dark souls are coming into the density 1 soul. Body. Their soul will incarnate just like an indigo does. An indigo was in density 5 or ascended mastery. But it went through all these stargates, Merkabahs, 15, well, they come through dimension 8. That's the mated galactic core. If you think of dimensions 1 through 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, well, there's a middle. And that middle point is, these are all stargates, Merkabahs. Well, the middle is the 8th dimension, and that's called the mated galactic core. And that is where most of the huge, network of stargates are that take you out to another 15-dimensional time matrices, like other ones. There's not just one. Remember, there's an opposite to us. Just like there's a doppelganger of Earth, there's a doppelganger of you, there's a doppelganger of our system. So there's 2 of those that make a quad system. 4 different time matrices. And there's more time matrices and that make a greater God worlds. These are all levels of God worlds. These fallen angels don't get to those God worlds, homie. They're stuck in their DNA level of 11. They can't go higher than 11. But they trapped your asses down here. Now you're stuck in reincarnation until you go through your inner divine Christos. You find your inner God. In this system being taken over, thank you for those hearts, Holy One. As it's being taken over, you have your personal power to awaken within your sleeping DNA and remember this and become a beacon of divine light. We are representatives of that light, of the Christos, of God's original intention and God's unconditional love. We are the representatives of that. We are pro-human. We're pro-earth, man. These beings are against us. Against humans, against all life. They're against the Christ, the Christos, anti-Christos. It's a spiritual war. Whether we just want to live in peace and butterflies and clouds and rainbows, yeah, wonderful. But the truth is, the actual truth is we're in a war. And so we learn how to be guardians. We learn how to create shields. We learn about protection. We learn how to be defensive, not offensive. That's why you say guard, not kill, not fight, not war, not aggression, not going against someone's will. That's all the fallen negative energy of the phantom, the chaos. That's what the Guardians call darkness. The Guardians call it a path, the path of chaos. And then there's the light path, the path of order. Inherently, there's a polarized reality. We're in that. So we're going to experience a polarized existence. That's the way Creator made it. It's a hologram. It's a simulation for God to experience itself. That's how it was created. And remember how there's different time matrices? Well, in ours, it has free will. But the other ones may not. There's different experiments that God wants to experience. God wanted to experience polarity, to understand itself, to create more realization. God is not finished and done. God is forever evolving through all of its creations that are within itself. It's like, imagine you are God and the entire universe, all the universes, all the God worlds are within your conscious mind. That's what God is. Everything is happening in God's mind. You wouldn't really call it a mind. It's an infinite, all-encompassing, it's hard to actually understand the full width and breadth of God at the third-dimensional embodiment. But within us is an understanding. Within us is a realization. That's all in here, Bunny. This code that's asleep is going to get you out of here. These are keys. Ascension keys, too. We call ascension codes. And each lifetime is gathering more codes. Now, when you're falling, you're losing codes. And it's going into your junk DNA. It's being deposited. It's like taking a strand of DNA and chopping up into several pieces, but it's still in your junk DNA. It's still in your body. But it's all energy system. You learn the energy system, the Templar mechanics of it, the science of spiritual science of it. You're going to learn how to access that junk DNA, how to correct it, heal it, fix it. Oh, that's making you evolve super fast. What we call spiritual awakening and spiritual ascension, returning back to source, God. That's what's so beautiful about the awakening going on. 2023, what's up? I know we got a bunch of new age systems that are here, bait. It's bait, you guys. You want some? You know you want some. You know you like to worship archangels. Come on, New Agers, come on. Come on, you know you want to join the Galactic Federation. Come on. Man, come on, you know you lot is juicy. We got some reverse codes for you. It's free, man. Go to the Walgreens drugs and get your dose. Just give us your free will. Yeah, just give us it. Because they want to they do all kinds of horrible, wicked things to you. You have no idea. because you're a part of Sleepers Anonymous. You don't believe in that conspiracy. There's not walking lizard people. There's not cat people. No? Chicas. That's what a Lyran Starseed is. Now, we all came out of Lyra, right? But a Lyran stayed Lyran. You know? Our planet is Aramitena. Out of the 3 creator planets, we're coming from one of them. Our race, the human race, comes from that first planet, Aramitena, from the Holy Elohai. Vega came from the Seraphai, gold flame. Our Avion is called Avion, Aveyon, comes from the violet flame. All races, all blue flame, like the cat people, Lyran, feline hominids. And they are described as taller than us and having blue skin. Hello, Avatar movie. And then they created their density 4 avatars. And they created from the blue flame, we're talking about the blue flame, they created like a hybrid with them and Sirius. So now we became Lyran Syrians, Anuhazi, because that's our race name. Up there, the Lyran race is actually, their race name is actually called Anuhazi. So the Anuhazi created a race called Lyran Syrian Anuhazi to make a distinction. We have Anuhazi, and then in density 3, Lyran Syrian Anuhazi, and it is these beings who started hominids. You know, 2 arms, 2 legs. It came out of the blue flame. So we know the dragons have legs, right, and tails and wings, but that means they got some of their DNA from us. So you'll get some of this trading of DNA, you know, switching of DNA, or you know, you have more than one DNA in you. But they have something called feline aquatic apes. They also came from the blue flame. Those are the Anu Elohim, by the way. So that is the blue flame. Now the gold flame made of several races. They have the Omicron dragon moths. So it's like a reptilian with insects' wings. It's a dragon moth. They're actually the ones who come to Earth incarnate as Mothman. Some of you have seen the Mothman. It's a real thing. And they're coming out of the gold flame, seraphim. And so the Omicron, draconian. And notice how one of the things in the COVID was Omicron. Interesting choice of name, right? Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. What's up? So there's a bird race. This is where anything avian comes from. The DNA comes from Ceres. Ceres. So the Ceres, some of the Pleiadians get the Ceres DNA. So that's why they're, anyways, they also have mantis beings. And they have insectoid beings. Like the Greys and the Zeppeliums. And so we also have a separate race that's part reptilian, part avian. So they're part of the Omicron and part of the Ceres. So that is a special race called Odedicron. So we have the Omicron, Odedicron, the Athean mantis, and the Zeta Gray insectoids. Now they pretty much all are part of what's called the Draconians. That's what the Draconians are. It's the races, the fallen races. The Draconians are the fallen races of the gold flame, of the Seraphi. So they became what's called the Seraphim. So that's the gold flame races. Then the violet flame races are the dolphin, the whale people, the aquatic dolphins. The Pegasus is a real being, and so the race of Pegasus are called Pegasi, and then the whale people are called Inu, and then we have the aquatic apes. That's another violet flame race.
I forgot their name. It's in my time matrix diagram. It's in Voyager's. If you look under the Amethyst Order, the Vita Flame Order, you will find these races too. So these were all in Lyran's system, the cradle of Lyra. When there was angelic war, we call it angelic war, it's literally an avatar war. The avatar wars, man. It was these freaking Omicrons, dragon moths, and the Anu Elohim, which are feline aquatic apes. They're the freaking fallen angels that started it all. So after this wars broke out, they moved out of the cradle of Lyra, and the reptilians went to the Orion system. And the Zeta Grays are in the Orion system, the Odedicrons, Orion, the bad guys all went and took their draconian forces, and the Draconians don't even exist yet, so they weren't always called Draconian, right? They don't exist until we exist, because they were created later, so the dragons, I have to double check that, don't quote me, because I just know that they did come into one of the human seedings, and wiped us out. They got us wiped out. So, and that was 1 million years ago. And so that must have been seeding 2. Because I know there was a crystal weaponized technology that was coming, giant crystals, man, under the earth and inner earth, and that was weaponized. Of course, all these, governments and militaries, they want to weaponize shit, right? Even weaponize indigo children. Hello? Weaponize their own hybrids. So, yeah, we've got this interesting drama playing out in our world, and you're part of that, Indigo. Starseed, you guys are part of it. It's a real deal. And they really do everything they can to make us less powerful. They want us like first of all, they make us forget. Remember, we shut off 90% of our DNA, and that's because of what they've done to the electromagnetic fields of Earth. This was intentional. That's how powerful we are. They had to make us weak. Fraction of what we are. 10%? That's a huge disempowerment, guys. Imagine if you gain all of that back. Can you imagine yourself right now 10 times greater? Right? So, well, that would be 9 times greater, right? So yeah, that's like shit. Damn, what's that like? I want to feel that shit right now. Thank you for those hearts, Holy One. You guys know what I'm saying? Helena's getting lit again, or is lit, feeling lit. Sylvia Cole, what's up? Beautiful beings. I like your guys' energy. Blessed mommy, they are screwed. Wolf of Saturn. Rational mind. Ears ringing. Yea, our gods. You said it, Lauren. You guys know what's up. You guys feeling it. No, I can't get lit right now. We'll be stopping soon, so you can get lit. You can do it. And I feel still lit, so it was good. Positive vibes, beautiful, loving vibes from you guys. I see rising consciousness in here. Yeah, ascension in the house. 5D, 6D, 7D, what's up? 8D, made a galactic core. I'd rather go to 12D, homie. I'd rather get your Christed body back, and then you can do whatever the F you want. You can transport yourself anywhere with 12 strands of DNA activated. So, with more, you could actually go visit your parallel reality, self, world, incarnation. So, it's like waiting for you. Think about that. It's like no comparison, right? Once you're living this miserable human life, maybe it was partially miserable, and then you're going to be like no diseases, no discomforts, no aches and pains. You'll have a perfect body. You'll be a giant. You'll be super intelligent, super psychic, and super whatever. You know, living in a super advanced society, more evolved, futuristic technologies. You'll be in the galactic level. In Tara, we're in the galactic level. That means you're intergalactic. That means you're able to travel between galaxies, and but obviously when you get higher DNA, you can travel between universes. Okay, so dimension 1, 2, and 3 is one universe, a three-dimensional system. Dimensions 4, 5, and 6 is another three-dimensional universe. Density 2, crystals, carbon matter. This is carbon matter. They're crystal carbon. And then density 3 is crystal silicate matter. And I know I've heard Ashana say more than once that by the time you get to the 8th dimension, the galactic core, you won't have a body anymore. And you're not going to have gender. You realize, how could you have a gender when you don't have a body? If you are in dimensions 10, 11, 12, there's no body. But I've heard Ashana even say in the 8th and 9th dimension you don't have a body. So it starts to change after it's big time after 7th dimension and going towards that higher level of oneself. Every dimension, you guys, is a huge leap in matter form and consciousness and spirit. It's like each level is like a greater God world. Like they're like gods to us in the astral. So with our 5th dimensional 5D beings, you know, they have such a, and then you get to an actual angel. I know some of you have told me you start to feel your wings. And in Cathara 1, they teach you these Cathara points, and one of those points are called your angel wings. You're going to learn how to activate them. And you got all kinds of points. You can rub those on the back or right here by the delts, by the shoulders. You have points down here. You have points behind your knees. You have points above and below your feet. You have points behind the skull. You can feel that soft point right here. Gorgeous. What's up, you guys? Machiwa! It was brilliant. It's been brilliant. It's been a good audience tonight for a Saturday night. Look at you guys. 134 souls. What's up, homies? If you guys are new here, let's do a live poll. I'll do a poll. You guys can answer. No one's gonna know who said what. But this is called Lyran Starseeds. I want to make a poll about Lyrans, and I just want to ask if any of you guys feel like you're a Lyran. You know, the highest level, you're cat people. Middle level, you're Lyran, Syrian, and Hazi. They're called the tall whites, or something about tall and white, white light. You know, a lot of light energy. Down here in Tara, we're called Ternesium, which is described as the angelic human race. Ternesium, angelic human. So, do you feel connected to the blue flame? Well, you heard some of the races tonight, right? So you know if you feel connected to. Well, my question is actually, do you feel connected to the Anuhazi Lyran cat people? So you would put yes or no or I'm not sure. So let me start that poll. Because you guys, there's a giant statue in Egypt, and it just so happens to be a representation, a symbol of Lyran power, and that's actually what it was created for. Because we were having problems with the Anunnaki and a few other galactic races, universal races as well, who were actually against the human race. They didn't want us to develop because we caused a lot of problem. This is why we're experiencing a race karma, because we did cause problems, and that's why we had been wiped out. You know, we let them. with our own free will. We were Terahertzium. How do we were Starseeds. How do we follow their shit? How were you tricked, duped? Because they went for our priestcraft. They wanted the technologies. And remember, it's in your DNA, Vatos. Okay, you got ascension codes, but you got these access to the gates because we're guardians. Guardians of the stargates. That means you have access to that code, and they want to make hybrids, so they have access to the codes. So an Anunnaki human Anunnaki human hybrid now has partial access to the gates. They're going to recruit your asses as chosen ones. You think you're chosen, you're a hybrid, and you're following a false, new age system that's meant to dupe you, trick you, and use you as a representative to reverse the codes, because you're using Drunvalo reverse codes. You're using the Death Star, what's it called? Metatronic code, reverse codes. Hey, there's life, then there's death. Okay? Reverse of life. That means it feeds off of life, it attacks life. You're vampiric, you're demonic, you're fallen angelic. Remember earlier we mentioned the path of chaos, which, by the way, has a destiny of sorrow. Why is it sorrowful to follow chaos? Why is it sorrowful to attack people with fear and guilt and shame, put them down, make them subservient, make them worship you, put down their female like they're just meat? What the F is going on? So you found yourself, honey, humans, you found yourself in you would say spiritual bondage. You're a slave of draconian. That's not a human thing, that's a extraterrestrial thing. Draconian, alpha draconian, or what does the definition mean? Draconian. Something about losing some freedom, honey. Draconian. The ET race is called Dracon. Wow. Dracon. The alien race is called Dracon. Dragon. Dracon. Dragon, because they're dragons. That's what we know as dragons. Except these are bipedal dragons. Just like there's bipedal dolphins. Hello, there's bipedal dragons. Upright, walking, talking aliens who are fallen angels. That means they love death and torture and agony, affliction. They like to cause it. They like to have dominion. They would love to just, rape you and snuff you out. And they like to play with kids and stuff. So, this is true evil. Remember, the Guardians won't say evil, they'll say negative. So this is a Thabian thing. They're truly wicked men. Okay? The religion will tell you that Lucifer came from the Bible. It did not. That's a distortion. Luciferian is not an earth thing. It's a alien, multi-dimensional thing. It's out there in the universes, all the way up to the 11th dimension, which is up to the 3rd universe. So these are what you call, these are the beings who are attacking us. They're like bullies, because we're in the 3rd dimension. They're coming from the 11th dimension. What the F, dude? That's how darkness rolls. They don't want fair. It's not fair. There's no fair game with them. It's all about using up and controlling the resources that we have and your life force. You know what happens to you if you fall to Phantom? These creatures will be siphoning off of you. You'll be in complete control. You'll be a food source. And they feed off of life force. Why do you think they pull down planets into the phantom? So they can feed off of it until it's it's finite. Excuse me, it's finite. You get pulled down into phantom because you have fallen consciousness on Earth. Part of Earth ascends. That means part of Earth remains or falls. Ascending Earth becomes Tara. Falling Earth becomes phantom Earth. And there's going to be another timeline. Earth keeps pumping out cycles. It'll have another 26,556 year cycle. Rinse and repeat. And if you got some fallen angelics that have been taking over your guardian's gates, it was all about the gates, and you couldn't hold them. So you have some freaking malevolent extraterrestrial assholes coming over and taking over your planet. Now you're in spiritual bondage, and soon to be, I don't mean soon, it's going to be a few thousand years still, to be extraterrestrial martial law. So if you think human Illuminati, I'm not supposed to use that, dark illuminated martial law is bad, wait till you get to see what Zeta and Dragon Draconian martial law is about. And if you learn about some of the secret space program, which is all about what? It's all about selling humans, trading humans. So what the F, man? Right? So what do you think's happening on Mars? It's a slave colony of humans on Mars. Oh, we're not free, right? But they're truly in freaking slavery. Where it's out in the open, extraterrestrials or whatever. Or not extraterrestrials, just like human dark illuminated ones controlling everything. Well, it's not them, it's the ETs, but what I'm saying is, they're the little puppets that do the dirty work, They got their bases here, they got their bases there and on the moon, and so many people love the moon. You just worship the moon. Hey, it's a full moon because the reptilians put it there. See the eye of Sauron. To have a moon create an eclipse is a dark, magical, reptilian thing. Unnatural thing. And you're feeding it. You're sending energy there. Are you not praising the moon? It's a full moon. It's an eclipse moon. What are you doing with your energy, homies? They're getting an orgy on with your, yeah, it's a full moon. It's an eclipse. It's a red moon. Put your intentions. Yes. Send your energies. Send your spells. It's a full moon. Send out the darkness. Send this speech and this, raise your wand and get your scepter and walk on you. Cast your spell. Yeah. Worship your moon, vatos, if that's what you want to do. No, thank you. To each their own. You like following that Wiccan? You like following the astrology? Oh, you know what you're doing? I don't think you do. You keep on reading from cards. You keep making these predictions and putting your consciousness in these fields. You know what's up? No, you don't know what's up. But you will, you guys. Remember, some people, very few, millions, only millions out of billions? What the F? That's only 0.010, no, 2000. That's like 1% of 10%. That's only, what? A small percent. And the rest are falling. I know, fear porn, right? I was supposed to make a poll. start a poll. I was supposed to do it when there was 140 people here. Sorry. Thank you guys to all you homies who are kicking with us. I was supposed to ask, do you feel connected? Do you feel connected to Lyrans? Lyran, I'll just say Lyrans. Maybe if I say cat people, it freaks some of you out. But they're cat people, homie. Look at the Sphinx. What is the Sphinx? It's a hybrid. Did you know its whole body is a feline, but its face is not? It's a hybrid. Hello, cat people. A big giant statue. There's something amazing about the pyramids. There's, the cat people, the Lyrans, the Syrian Council, Syrian Council built it with the Hebrews, with the Syrian Egyptians, with the Akochewa. It's in Voyagers. Check it out. Voyagers 1, Voyagers 2. Why haven't you read both yet? What are you waiting for? I don't know. Do you feel connected to Lyran? Cat people. F it. I'm going to say cat people, whether you love it or not. Question mark. Yes, no. No, I am part of the Galactic Federation, Davian. I don't believe anything you're saying. Yes, no, maybe so. Maybe so. I'm sorry if you love Archangel Michael. I'm sorry if you love Galactic Federation. I'm sorry if you love Anunnaki. No, I'm not sorry. So, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. Stop. Let's see, guys. Oh, 0% say nothing. Oh, 87% say yes. 79% say yes. 80% say yes. It's balancing. Thank you, guys. I feel connected to Lyrans, for real. Because, why? Because I see them. Maybe you guys see turtle people. I see, Pegasus, and that's Violet Flame. And I see cat people. So that's why I know I'm from the Violet Flame, Blue Flame. Like, I have lifetimes. And according to the teachings, or according to Ashiana, we all have some incarnations from the Blue Flame, Gold Flame, and Violet Flame. But most of your lifetimes will be focused in one particular flame, made it terrestrial. And that would be either one, like mostly coming out of one, but you had some from the other two. So I feel mostly connected in my personal life from Blue Flame and Pegasi. Dude, I cannot ignore the Violet Flame because Pegasi is really big in my life. Like, it's my number one spirit guide. I have many spirit guides. Some of you know some of my spirit guides, but the main one is Pegasus. And so it just gives you an idea of where your codes are, and it gives you an idea of what Stargate you're supposed to be near, or it's either the Stargate or the activation site, because while there's 12 Stargates, there's 12 activation sites. So you could be born, or you could be doing work around one of these sites. But you better believe that the dark side knows all this shit too. I mean, all the stuff behind the scenes that the 3D humans don't know. It's this only the ones that are knowing, because they're actually literally connected. A dark being here could have their freaking third eye too. And they're a dark priest, dark magician, who's into black magic, and they have no problems cursing you or whatever. And they're proud of it, of their powers, and that ego goes with their turf. They have lots of ego. I mean, the Anunnaki, according to Ashiana, because she's dealt with them, and that you can see in the history line, they're freaking huge egos. The darkness, these avatars. Look at the that was all about hatred and race supremacy. Race supremacy. That's what they are all about. The Anunnaki, the reptilians. They think they're superior to you. That's in their code. That's in their religions. You know, that's in like the religion in general. It's about a supreme being ruling you, controlling your existence, controlling where you're going to end up. You know, you're being controlled. Hello, red flag, controlling energy, controlling dark, angry consciousness. Hello. Do you understand high vibe and low vibe? Yes, we want to have high vibe. We don't curse, we don't damn, we don't cast spells. You know, even if you get attacked, you go into defense mode, guard mode, push back mode. This is how you're outside my fields. Go outside, you know. So, and you guys think about this. If you start serving light in this way, if you start being a being who's mindful, a being who's focused in unity and loving everyone as best as you can, you try to become a master in unity in this type of, that's what we represent. We have a code. You know, when I keep saying fear, guilt, shame, that's their code. Our code is love, joy, grace, you know, mindfulness. Did you notice it's not humility? We're not ego, you know? So there is no requirement for humility when you are already humble, naturally, because you're loving all and all are equal. There's a huge difference, you guys. And if you just study those values, you see which ones are part of the dark side. You know, it's the Starseeds waking up. It's you, Vato Locals, crazy indigos, you know, because there is some crazy indigos. What do you think some of the schoolyard slayings are? Some of those schoolyard slayings are actually indigos, where the Orifeme is not winning, where the dark part of you is winning, and mostly the focus that you decided to go towards. It's a conflict of interest, you know. So sometimes it happens. Indigos start serving the dark side. You weren't meant to. Hello. You had a total different purpose. Now you're going to be learning in new age shit and like Drew Blow or whatever. I shouldn't be using examples. I'm sorry. But realize those systems have been out since, how long ago was he? You know, for the past 20 years, you're getting false teachers. So be mindful of that, you guys. That hey, it will take discernment to check. You will have to spend time checking and finding truth and finding light. And hello, you found it if you're here at Christos. If you found Ashiana, the Guardian's teachings, hello, you found it. You found your family. All right? A lot of you asking who you are, well, you know you're at least an indigo child. So you know you're coming from Sirius B, because that's where we all come from. Okay? That's the Maharaji blue humans people. They're blue up there, not down here. But the soul is, the invisible part is right in here. Okay? From another world. These are shells. Like a little shell for your Holy Spirit. I don't mean from religion. I mean your spirit is holy. Your consciousness is holy. And remember, you come into the body 90% distorted, effed up. And throughout your life, you're trying to get back your consciousness, you know? So, oh yeah, I'm an indigo. Oh yeah, I was supposed to serve the Emerald Covenant. Hello, what is that, you know? What am I supposed to do? I love you, homies. Yeah, baby! This is amazing! It was a good night, right? Yeah, baby! You guys, the show has to eventually end, and I have to end it, but that's not game over. That means you're going to come back on the flip-flop, right? You're going to come again. We come here Tuesdays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know some of my members want me to do more shows. I will consider that. When I get to a certain level, I will. I'm still developing the channel, but here we go. Thank you guys for being here. Much love. Much love to all of you. And I know some of the things I say maybe trigger you in a negative way, because we're so used to believing in some of those lower vibrational systems, those false systems. And part of ourself wants to protect that. You're threatening my paradigm. We're not, sincerely. We're actually, this is not dogma. Remember, you have free will in our system. You choose, and your soul knows. Your one part of your journey is to remember the soul. Hey, if there was problems with tonight's chat, you guys, let me know. I'm sorry. There's 3 of you, right? Thank you, Indigo, for watching our back. Maybe I didn't know that this was happening all night. I will take care of it too. So yeah, I will hide him for now. You'll have to tell me what that guy was about. So, but bless you guys. Remember, I told you at the beginning of the show that doesn't happen often. Sometimes, I thought I gave Indigo all the abilities to stop that, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, man? Sorry if you guys were being harassed tonight, but you guys are badasses. I know you can handle some 3D people, right? I know some people think we're damned and they need us to save our soul and all this stuff, when they don't even realize the core essence is coming from Jehovah. And you notice most Christians don't want to think about the Old Testament. Hello, it's still in your holy book. It's still in your teaching. Jehovah is the name of your God. God, the God, doesn't have a name. Doesn't have a body. Is not a boy. Is not a girl. It's an it. It's the ultimate consciousness. Beyond a human form. Beyond an alien form and beyond an angel form. I mean, it is an angel, but beyond it too. Beyond an avatar. There's no bodies up there, honey. There's no gender up there. I'm sorry if you were offended. If some of you were offended tonight. Obviously someone wasn't happy. I love you guys. Peace, homies. Remember, you are representatives of the Emerald Covenant. You are guardian speakers. Or not guardian speakers. I mean, you're wow. Maybe that's someone who just made the account, right? I love you guys. You are representatives. We represent these Lyran people, cat people, which are actually called Anuhazi. We're guardians and representatives of the crystals, the Lyrans. Okay? We have a lot of lifetimes before you realize you're cat people self. There's a lot of levels, you guys. You're going to be many different types of creatures and beings. Alien, extraterrestrial beings. You have many different forms. It's actually beautiful if you think about it. If you could suddenly, like, as your avatar, imagine your avatar self can see all thousands of us. Like there's a bunch of thumbnails. Imagine thousands of thumbnails of you that it could see and go into each profile, each life, and see, where it just sees it on some massive awareness. It sees it 360, all thousands of you. It's in that mindful moment. It's in the now of thousands of itself in multiple different timelines, past and future, all inside its thoughts. Thousands of beings inside its thought. That's you, Holy One. You are a massive collective. Much respect to you, homies. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Do, 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 do. Yeah, baby. Rock it. Have a good weekend, you guys. Peace. I love you all. Let's do this. We are doing this with Christ, Christos. Blessings from the Guardian Alliance. Shaddai Ure Akumtun. Shaddai Ure Akumtun. Shaddai Ure Akumtun. Machiwa. Blessings.